Lauren, obviously got training this afternoon, but Piper, how's she looking with the ankle?
Yeah, Piper window's come up really nicely. It was obviously a training incident about a week ago, and it's interesting, like the incident would have probably led to her needing syndesmosis surgery, but because she had surgery earlier in the year, it all held together really nicely. So she ran around Tuesday, looked pretty good, and we're relatively confident she'll play this weekend. Got a couple of injuries that have come out of that Bulldogs game a bit later in the week, so obviously we'll see with selection tonight. Dowrick and Lamb haven't come up as well as we would have liked post Bulldogs game, and so there's an opportunity there for Piper and another player to come in.
So you'll lose those two then?
It does look like that, yeah.
How big of a blow is that going up against a team like Brisbane, who've been such a dominant force of the competition?
Yeah, I think the competition's evened out a fair bit, to be honest, this year, and so with any game missing two players who performed their role last week, and Abby, who's certainly had a really strong season, and Lammy is in our leadership group, those two will have an impact being out of our side, but I think creates great opportunity. And certainly what we've found this year with a whole number of injuries that haven't really gone our way, our injury list this year, I think it's created great opportunity for our players who are healthy, and it will do that again this week.
How big is last week, especially the fourth quarter for the group? Did it exercise any demons in a way?
I think it was so important for our group, and I'm really proud of him. Like, obviously the fourth quarter against St Kilda wasn't what we were after, and for our crew, learning that quickly and implementing the learning so quickly is something to be really proud of, and a big step forward for our group. I think if we're going to talk about the Saints last quarter, we should talk equally about the Bulldogs fourth quarter, and I think that's really important. And the players showed enormous growth in such a small space of time, and that comes from belief and real trust amongst the playing group.
How pleasing is to see that belief, because he could have players could have gone their shells. They've kept attacking and actually did what you wanted them to do.
Yeah, referencing like how we want to conduct ourselves when things are going our way and when things are not has been something we've been working on for a long period of time, and particularly last year I think that benefited us, like how we want to carry ourselves when the game's not going our way. I believe really strongly gave us that win against Hawthorn in the semi-final, and so it's been a little bit up and down at times this year, but to respond after something we were really disappointed with in that last quarter against St Kilda, to respond so quickly and get back to what we know in 7 days is something to be really proud of.
How do you assess Brisbane?
Yeah, obviously got a lot of old teammates in that crew, and Craig Starcevich coaching his 100th game last week. Bree Conan plays a 100th game this week, and there's some serious experience there, and a team who have always set the standard in AFLW, so we can't wait to have a crack at them. I think, as I said earlier, the competition's evened out a fair bit this year, and obviously up at Springfield on the Lions home deck, it's a really healthy challenge for us, and our group's always been really good when we've had those types of challenges in front of us, so we're really looking forward to it.
So the competition's evened out this year. Do you have any idea where you guys fit in?
We'll find out, won't we? Yeah, I mean, obviously there's been a couple of games which we feel we were right in it, and we didn't really play the 4 quarters of footy we were after, but to come to this point in time where particularly the Melbourne win here at home and the Doggies last week, you give yourself an opportunity to keep getting better, and the mix will land where it lands. The ladder's a really interesting one, and certainly for us, all we can control is how we show up this weekend.
You've got 3 to go, top 8 is 4 to go. The top 8's there. You're playing on pretty much all top 8 teams from here on. I know it's hard. You don't want to look forward at all, but when you have a stacked run into the finish line, is there maths going around in your head? We need this against these people.
Maths is not my strongest point, I'll say that. No, I think the most important thing is to look after what's ahead of us this weekend, and we've all played 8 games of footy. We only play 11 other teams in the season, so how the ladder stacks up, it starts to wash, I reckon, in the next fortnight, so we'll give ourselves every chance.
Last season you really came home with a wet sail and played so well towards the end of the season. Do you feel that obviously that last quarter last week, you're maybe doing a similar trajectory, hopefully?
Yeah, we'll certainly do our best to do that. I think, thinking about the Lions you asked before, that's a team who's had a core group. We're talking like 15 to 18 players who've played 40, 50 games of footy together, and that's something we want to make sure we allow it for our group too, and coming up into those opportunities, and the more games you play at the back end of the season, I think you do find that the younger teams and the teams who haven't been together for as long will improve naturally, just because you've played more footy together.